Okay, thank you, everyone. Please take your seats at this time. Tonight is a special night after the year we all had. Congratulations and enjoy our ceremony.
I should do this more often. Ladies and gentlemen, guests of honor, educators, and fellow graduates of 2021, welcome to Connecticut River Academy's 9th annual commencement ceremony. We are so proud to share this event with you all. The CT River Academy would like to take a moment to acknowledge those individuals who have made this evening possible. LEARN's Executive Director, Mrs. Kate Erickson, Associate Executive Director, Dr. Ryan Donlon, Mr. Mark Steinberg, Mr. Todd Andrews, and Mr. Freeman Burr, Mr. David Day. From the Goodwin University, and Linda Dodona, founding principal of CTRA. Thank you all for your dedication to our scholars and families. At this time, can our 6th grade peer, Giselle Manning, join me on stage?
Please all rise and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is it hot out here? Or is it these wonderful graduates? Give them a round of applause. Oh, sorry. Good evening. My name is Jasmine Lopez, and I'm a proud member of the class of 2021. We have had a rough year and a half, but we made it. All of you should be proud. We worked hard and went through so much to be here today, and we're lucky to be in this stadium. I found humor in the hardest moments, and I took responsible risks. Probably a few that were not so responsible. But look at me now, taking a risk and speaking in front of all of you. We have so many people to thank for our success. Thank you to our teachers for helping us get through the challenges of being a teenager, and our fellow students who supported us through thick and thin. Thank you. Thank you to so many of you for not only relating to every problem, but also not doubting us when we have doubted ourselves. We should all thank our parents and guardians who stood by our sides. I want to thank God, my parents, and my family for supporting me through the challenges of high school and not giving up on me. With the support of all of you, we can stand here today and say we did it. When I transferred to CTRA at the beginning of my sophomore year, I noticed right away it was different here. I felt a sense of community immediately, starting with the orientation. The staff worked hard to make sure everyone felt connected, and we created a family. This family is made up of people that support us and welcome us for who we are. Not only are we welcomed as a family, but we created a bond through the years that were unexplainable. This changed the way we saw each other. No one judged and no one was afraid to be themselves. It shaped us into who we are as a family, and that's what this school does, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Yes, we have experienced challenges, but CTRA has taught us the habits of mind are a way to overcome these obstacles. They are tied into everything we've done and are going to do in our future. They've helped us even if we don't want to admit it. You raised a hand when you didn't understand, and you asked for help, and it brought you here today. As we leave high school and go into the world, we can all acknowledge that we live in a crazy world, a place where things can spin out of our control. We are hopefully at the end of surviving this global pandemic, and dealing with harsh tragedies that have affected us in recent months was not a part of the package we signed up for last year. But we have persevered one step at a time. We can compare to us to an olla, or what you may refer to as a ceramic pot. If the ceramic pot falls, it breaks, and it can be glued back together, but the cracks remain. Through this year and a half, there have been many times when we felt broken, but not indefinitely. We will always have that scar that we will never forget, and as survivors, we can learn and grow from everything we experience because we are strong. And like Michelle Obama once said, you should never view your challenges as disadvantage. Instead, it's important for you to understand that your experience of facing and overcoming adversity is actually one of your biggest advantages. This quote speaks to me because it compares to us how we have persisted and climbed up that ladder of success. We have remained open to continuous learning, and at the end of the day, we'll take what we learn and use it in our new lives and pass it on. Not only do we pass it on, but we hold the world in our hands and we make our future. Gracias por toda la ayuda y lo que hicieron por nosotros. Good luck, stay safe, and keep moving forward. Congratulations to all of you. We made it.
Oh, God. The Connecticut River Academy has a great friend in Mr. Scheinberg, the president of Goodwin University. President Scheinberg has been a driving force in the development not only of Goodwin and the campus's expansion, but also the establishment of the Connecticut River Academy and the magnet school system here. He is considered a leader and innovator in higher education and has expanded the scope of his vision to push for schools like ours. It is my honor to introduce President Scheinberg to share some words with us today. Please join me in welcoming him.
Rashad King has gotten 37 credits already while in high school at Goodwin University. It's just an example of the amazing things that can happen when colleges and high schools spend this time together. And what a time it has been for you guys. In my job, I try to think about what I could talk to you guys about, what was important to you this year or last year. You guys had a big headline to work with, so it wasn't that hard to figure out what mattered. There is an African proverb that says, still waters do not teach people to be great sailors. You guys have been taught to be great sailors. This is one of the most difficult senior years anyone has ever experienced, maybe ever. And I wanted to go over some of the things I felt like we all learned together last year. That we learned that we had shared grief. A lot of us know somebody, or know somebody who knows somebody that we lost this pandemic. We learned some personal sacrifice. Can you imagine ever that you would have spent this much time indoors? We learned how to give much more appreciation to our teachers, who we almost can't help but take for granted sometimes because they're always there. Take them away and you realize what the job is. You go home and try to teach yourselves, you realize what a job they do for you every single day. You can give them a round of applause, it's okay. We learned that in the most difficult of times, is when we find that our families support us no matter what, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much no one's expecting it. They didn't run, and they were with you guys the whole way. So congratulations and thank you to the families of our graduates. We learned that technology is a God-given right. In this society, you cannot live unless you have proper technology to work with, and that it has to make sure it's equitable so that everyone has it. We learned how to trust science and try to discern the truth. We learned how to take care of each other. There were so many cases this year when the university and those of you that are members of the university were asked to do things for others. You might not know this, but in the manufacturing program where the ENET people were working, they built masks. They actually made those shields. They changed all the manufacturing equipment so we could start taking care of the hospitals. We moved our manufacturing annex over to St. Francis so it could become a field hospital. We all did what we had to do to take care of each other. And right at the same time, we also learned how far we have to go to combat systematic racism in this country. Now think about those last two things. We learned how to take care of each other, but how far we have to go when it comes to racism. 20 years ago this year was 9/11. 20 years ago, those planes went into those towers, and most of you kids who are here today wasn't there to see that. But suddenly the whole world, every American felt really united that we were together as diverse as we were. And for a minute, we were united by our grief. And it's long since time that we all remember that America belongs to all of us, not just any one piece of us. And for the record, Black lives matter at Goodwin University, as they should matter everywhere. I find myself not feeling sorry for you guys. You guys have learned to be versatile and flexible, and that will serve you well, because life will throw things at you the whole time. And I will put you guys up against the best the world has to challenge you with, because you are strong, you have proven that you'll survive, and we are so proud to have you as graduates of the Connecticut River Academy. Thank you.
Oh, stop it. Oh, God. Ooh. Good evening, family, friends, teachers, staff, and of course, the graduating class of 2021. My name is Anjuli Baharali, and I am honored and very pleased to be delivering our graduation speech tonight. First off, I want to say congratulations to my fellow classmates as we finally made it to graduation, and we did it all through a global pandemic. So, I'm not even gonna lie, writing this speech was actually really difficult for me. And if you know me, you know that writing is like a second language, comes to me like nothing. Julie could write a 10-page essay in a day and get a perfectly good grade on it. But about a month ago, I challenged myself to write this commencement speech, and it was definitely one of the hardest writing assignments in my academic career. And I kept asking myself, why is this so difficult for me? Like, all I have to do is stand up here, thank a few people, talk about memories, and then leave. But I then realized that I was actually trying to tend to the audience and for my classmates rather than speak for myself and speak for my truth. So Testa and anyone who has ever felt me through my words, I hope y'all feel me after this last one I'm gonna do for you. Attending CTRA has allowed me to find my voice. A lot of people probably knew me as a quiet girl who was never really in the mix, never had much friends, but of course with perfect hair. But I've come to realize that that is not who I am. I'm not the shy girl who was afraid to speak in front of a crowd or stand up for what is right. And after being pushed out of my comfort zone from multiple educators, I was finally able to discover my true self. from standing in front of our school, performing our spoken word against the injustices in our world, to now delivering our commencement speech. Coming to CTRA has allowed me to speak a little louder and stand a little taller, which is actually really helpful considering the fact that I'm only 4'11", so it's pretty easy to get lost in a crowd. So to my fellow graduates, don't get lost in that crowd. And sometimes I find myself asking, how many people do I need to be before I actually find me? But I've come to realize that you can't find yourself, but you can't find your purpose in life because there's not another you that exists, and you can't find something that doesn't exist yet. But what you can do is you can create it and you can discover it. And there are going to be times where you find yourself lost in the middle of nowhere. But it's when you're in that moment is when you start to discover parts of yourself that you didn't know existed yet. So finding yourself isn't about searching for you. It's about taking the battles you have faced, the scars you have, the lessons you have learned, and using it to create yourself. So stop asking, who am I? Whatever.
That's the end.
It's okay. I lost where I am. Okay. Stop trying to find something that this isn't there yet, but instead ask, who do I want to be? And take action and be who you want to be. And I know that after today, a lot of us are going to wonder what next. So to my fellow graduates and everyone sitting before me, don't stress the I don't knows. I feel like as humans, we tend to think towards the future and everything that could possibly happen and go wrong. And after the year we just had and physically changing ourselves through our isolation, through our 20 different hair colors and hairstyles, our attempts to follow the Chloe Ting challenge to get in shape, our obsession with online shopping and having packages delivered to our houses every week, and being addicted to TikTok, one of the biggest things I've learned throughout this past year is to expect the unexpected and to appreciate and cherish what you have. I've learned to live every day, day by day, and take everything one step at a time. Because eventually you will end up where you need to be, doing exactly what you were meant to do. I've learned that everyone's time is different, and your path is never going to look the same as anyone else's. So don't look to the left or right, but always look straight ahead. And CTRA has taught us to not only embrace and accept others, but also ourselves. And regardless of the path you choose, whether it be college, a tech school, prep school, military, or working, there are going to be people who are smarter than you and better than you. But never forget that you're there for a reason, and everyone around you went through the same process you did. No matter where you head in the future, make sure you pursue something you love and enjoy doing. Chase a passion, not a paycheck. Because when those hours get long and the days get more difficult, passion will be the one thing driving your perseverance. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has helped support us in our journeys and paths. So to our family and friends, thank you for the constant support and always pushing us to be better, and for the love and influence you guys have on our lives. And to the staff and teachers at CTRA, thank you for accepting us as we come. Thank you for challenging us academically and for giving us the help that we need in order to succeed and make it to graduation. And a huge shout out to Miss Ruthier and all she has done for the class of 2021 regarding college, financial aid, scholarships, deadlines, because I know I would not have been able to make any decisions if it weren't for your help. To the custodians and lunch staff, thank you for allowing us to walk into a clean school every day and for putting food in front of us every day at school. And class of 2021, don't forget to thank yourselves, as you will always be your #1 fan, and you will always be that person that has your back and best interest at heart. I know this wasn't the senior year we were all looking forward to and expecting, but as we get ready to leave, I personally just want to say how grateful I am to have gotten to know some of you, and how thankful and appreciative I am to the ones that I've gotten close to. Thank you for all being a part of my journey and for allowing me to be a part of yours, and for watching me take the steps to grow into a better and stronger me over the 4 years. And before I close out this speech, You guys met me as a freshman in front of a gym full of people with a mic in my hand performing a spoken word, and it just didn't feel right leaving high school without leaving a piece of me. So, there will be days when you get up in the morning and things aren't the way you'd hoped they'd be. But that's when you have to say to yourself that things will get better. Lift your torch and don't be afraid to set the world on fire, because it only takes a moment to realize who we are, where we're going, and what we want to be. But it also takes a moment, just one moment, to forget who we are, what we want, and where we're going. There are going to be times where people are going to disappoint you and let you down. But those are the times where you have to remember to trust yourself. There will be challenges you face and changes you make that you just have to learn to accept. Don't stress the could haves, because if it should have, it would have. It may not be easy all the time, but those times where you struggle, you will find a stronger sense of who you are and your purpose in life. Because when you're underwater and you finally get your head above the surface, that first breath of air is to remind your lungs of the taste of air and how much they love it. So when those days of doubt and frustration come your way, always remember to believe in yourself and all that you want your life to be. Because every day you are growing into the better version of yourself. But don't forget to treasure every you there is in between. Because you have shed 1,000,000 pieces of hair, 1,000 layers of skin, and your bones have grown, but what they're made of still remains the same. Thank you.
You did a great job. Great job. Class of 2021. I've waited all year to say this to you. The key to success in life is to walk through life with your headphones off and your IDs on. I actually didn't say that this year. Lydia Neese called me out early on, and I sort of changed things up. Rather than hang by the rocks and tell kids headphones off and IDs on, I went outside. I opened the door, and I tried a new phrase. It was, "Good morning. You good? Nice to see you." It worked really well because I walked into Bino's class one day, and it was freshmen, and they were talking Magnet Theme Days, and I said, "Do you guys know who I am?" in the middle of what I was doing. And they said, "Yeah, you're the doorman." They also said it was nice to start the day with someone saying good morning. When I graduated college, the guest speaker was Tony Capello, who is a Christian psychologist. And he talked about, as a child, his neighbor was this boy named Saul. And every morning when Saul ran out the door to school, his mother called after him and said, "Saul, do you have your homework?" And he said, Saul grew up to be a lawyer. Tony was Italian. When he ran out the door, his mother called after him, "Anthony, do you have your lunch?" And Tony says, "I grew up to be," and he paused, and he looked down at his midsection, which was very large, and he said, "I grew up to be this." And the point he was making is those things we hear every morning become the unconscious mantra in our mind that we hear even when they're not being said. A mantra being a phrase or a word that's repeated over and over again. And as I thought about that the last 34 years, I realized when I was a kid, I grew up in a farm, and what they said is, "Are your chores done every morning?" And to this day, I get up at 3:50 to do my chores, but my chores now are to go to the gym first, go to school before anyone's there, and get my work done before anyone else does. What I heard has really affected how I act. So I have two questions for you, to the class of 2021 and to all here. What is the phrase you heard every morning of your life that may be the unconscious mantra of your life? And I have a second question to the class of 2021.
What is it you said to yourself the last 16 months as you persevered through not one, but two pandemics? A global pandemic that attacked people's ability to breathe, put them in the ICU, and killed millions of people in the last 16 months. And a national pandemic that attacked people's ability to breathe and claimed the lives of millions in the last 4 centuries. What is it you said to yourself the last 14 months to bring you to this point tonight, because it's quite an achievement? Hold on to that thought for just a quick second, okay? So one of the things we missed out on with prom and everything else is that usually when you're a junior year is where I stop being the guy telling you what to do, and we start having those conversations about what you're gonna do next. We have conversations about what your capstone will be, what you'll do tomorrow and every day afterwards. And I find out a little bit about your interests. And I get to give you a little advice based off of my 57 years. We didn't have that time, so I'm gonna give you 3 pieces of advice right now that will save you some time, hopefully, in life. The first thing I want you to know is something I learned at 34, is you can do anything you want to do and be anyone you want to be, but the first step is self-awareness. We tried to get that going in you through advisory, through Flex, where you could explore things, and Capstone, where you could go deeper. The pandemic interrupted that, but that journey of self-awareness of what makes you tick is one you now take on your own, and that's a little challenging. But know this, after what you've been through the last 16 months, you can do anything you want to do and be anyone you want to be. The second bit of advice I learned was that, excuse me, at 37 I learned what I'm going to call is you need to have a diversity of interests. It has to be more than just about you. And there has to be something that, even if you find that thing they call passion, there's got to be a backup plan, because sometimes the road will take an unexpected turn. Sometimes it will come to a complete end. So what's that next thing you might do? You all have plans right now, but in 15 years, where will you be? Do you know the average age of a Goodwin scholar is like 34? They go back because they want something different, something more. You've been exposed to advanced manufacturing, the design process, environmental science. As you go on your path, if it's not bringing you to where you want to be open to continuous learning. Have more than one passion. So obviously I talked about awareness, diversity, and here you go with action. Action's the most difficult thing. I had a young man in my office last week, and he said, if I just find my passion, then I can take action. And people talk about passion as though it's an Easter egg hunt. You go running around and you pick things up, and somehow you'll be infused with energy. Passion is actually just the ability, the desire to complete something. It comes from within. And as I've learned in teaching the last 12 years, scholars can walk into my room when I was an English teacher and not be interested in writing. But with the praise for things done right, they got better. And so I question, and it's just a theory, when we don't want to do something, when we know what we want but we don't do it, like go to any gym every January 2nd, you'll see people lined up waiting to use equipment, and on February 2nd, all that's left is like the regulars. Why do some people stick with some things and others don't? I think it goes back to that unconscious mantra in your mind. So if that first statement I asked you is not what gets you to this point today, work hard to make the second statement, the statement that brought you to this point, your unconscious mantra. Because you can do anything you want to do and be anyone you want to be. I know, because I've watched it the last 4 years, and I've been amazed by your brilliance. Now share your brilliance with the world. Thank you.
Hope everybody's having a beautiful night. We graduated.
Give it up for the class of 2021.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
2021 graduate. Y'all know this song.
This is
Sing
your
it with
moment.
me. Yeah. I fly with the stars in the sky. I am no longer trying to survive. I believe that life is a prize. But to live doesn't mean you're alive. Don't worry about me and who I fire. I get what I desire. It's my empire. And yes, I call the shots. I am an umpire. I sprinkle holy water upon a vampire. In this very moment I'm king. In this very moment I slay. Goliath with the sling. This very moment I bring. Put it on everything. That I will retire with the ring. And I will retire with the crown. Yes. No, I'm not lucky. I'm blessed. Yes. That's what a heavyweight champ. Me. But I couldn't do it all alone. We. Young money raised me. School Martin Paisley. Southside Jamaica. Queens and it's crazy. Cause I'm still hood. Hollywood couldn't change me. Shout out to my haters. Sorry that you couldn't face me. And me and Cocky, we sophisticated. Best believe that what we done this moment will be syndicated. I don't know. This night just remind me of everything they deprived me of. Put your drinks up. It's a celebration every time we link up. We done did everything they can think of. Greatness is what we on the brink of. Instead, I can have
can tell it's time. And drifting away, I'm one with the sunsets. I have become alive. I wish that I can have this moment for life.
Thank you. As the principal of the Connecticut River Academy at Goodwin University, I hereby certify that these graduating seniors have satisfactorily completed the prescribed course of study in accordance with standards established by the school and the Learn Board of Directors, and that they have fulfilled the legally mandated number and distribution of credits in compliance with all state and federal legislation. Therefore, it is my honor to hereby present to you the graduating class of 2021. At this time, I ask Ms. Wendy Peterson, CTRA's Assistant Principal, and Ashley Ruthier, Class of 2021 School Counselor, and the Senior Class Advisors to come forward to assist in the awarding of the diplomas.
Jeremiah Alisea. Sienna Allen. Alexander Edwin Arroyo. Alani Emil Cosme. Tylon Rondell Culver Jr. Jelon Dillon. Christian E. Feliciano. Nayari Figueroa. Dion Anthony Gooch.
Nice job, Dion.
Ame Fadhili Niamugabo.
Yes. Awesome job, Vahili.
Waldemar James Reyes Rodriguez. Mark Antonio Rasmussen. Melanie Neal Ruiz. Priscilla Marie Soto.
Ready? Wait, I'll wait till she gets the grass.
Did a great job.
Okay. Ready?
Adna Bacidovic. Jose David Garcia Avila. Angel Manuel Garcia.
Good job, Angel.
Jaded Christopher Sean Gilsey. Anye Imani Grant. Paula Horegi.
Jello.
Jasmine Lopez.
Wait a minute, I don't have Brandon. Hold on. Thank you.
Oh, he's out of order. That's okay. Brandon. Okay.
Okay. Brandon Ryan Powell.
Justin.
Justin Nguyen. Nayeli Ortiz Hernandez.
I got you. It's all good.
Christian Otero.
Yeah, man.
Zachariah Mensa.
I'm gonna leave that there. Do I exit this one?
David Alvarez. Misbah Chaudhry. Haley Anna Granger. Tiana Tamara Hall. Jaheim Johnson. Ethan Marquise LeBron. Darwin Madrid. Maylim Julitza Maldonado. Jalen Samaj Martin. Diana Mercedes Martinez. Dante Kamel McKnight. Daniel Roberto Orellana. Nathaniel Ortiz. and Mikkel Peters.
I got it.
Ángel Gabriel Jiminian. Zachary Luis Aspley Jones. Leanne Noguera Garcia. Jordan Rice. Lydianice Janisha Rivera. Uri Elizer Rodriguez. Patricia Marie Rodriguez. Caitlin Ashanti Roman. Demarylise Yvette Rosado. Soraya Star Rosado. Isaiah Music Sanchez. Laura Camila Serna. José Gabriel Solís. Felipe Alessio Trevitazo. Tanaya Young.
Edgar Aponte. And Julie Rebecca Bajarale. Ezekiel M. Keynes Young. Aaron Chin. Shailena Colon. Anthony Lee Cruz. Nicholas Sear. Anderson Alexander Dujimaza. Sarah Ocampo. Ian Carlos Rivera. Jalen Janae Santana.
Good job, Jalen.
Michael Anthony Valdez.
Thank you, Bob. Good job. Just go that way.
Jeremiah Anibal Alurs. Rafael Antonio Betancourt. Kanaya Ann Rosalek Calhoun. Sincere Canada. Noé Castillo. Luke Anthony Dempsey. Jarrell Douglas. Suzanne Patricia Formosa. Rashad Anthony King. Anna Michelle Martell. Nermina Memedovic. Do I go down?
Paloma Carrión. Darian Peter Christie. Obdulio González. Paola Nicole Rivera. Natasha Michelle Rodríguez. Carinet Marlady Santiago. Ángel Bernardo Soto. Eliana Torres. Eleni Elise Vélez. Just kidding. Isaac Tyson. Eleni Elise Vélez. Danelle Leslie Wells. Jamari Williams. Nasim Ali Wilson. Kwame Joel Winter.
Laura Chokbingbon. Sean Henry Hills. Vaughn B. Loyola. Tiamana Marina Quesada. Xavier Alexander Rivera. Amy Rodriguez. Isaac D. Roman. Caden Roman. Kumari Sampson. Natalie Santiago. Addison Vardal. Talia Vargas.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Connecticut River Academy at Goodwin University, class of 2021.
On my way, 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 on my way. Well, I would like to reach out my hand. I meant to tell you to run. You know what they say about the young. Well, pick me up with golden hand. I meant to tell you to run. You know what they say about the young. Now I would like to hold my little hand. I will run with, I will crawl. I would like to hold my little hand. I will run with, I will crawl. On my way, steer my way, steer my way, steer my way, on my way, steer my way, steer my way. Well, I would like to reach out my hand. I meant to tell you to run. You know what I say about the young? Well, pick me up with golden hand. I meant to tell you to run. You know what they say about the young? I would like to hold my little hand. I will run with, I will crawl. I would like to hold my little hand. I will run with, I will crawl. Send my way, send my way, send me 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 my way. Send my way, on my way, on my way. Send my way, send me my way, send me my way, on my way, on my way. Send me my way, on my way. Well, I would like to reach out my hand. I may tell you to run. You know what they say about the young.